And so before we get deeper, just real quick about the company. I know you're here to hear about what we're going to get to with hallucinations, but Vectara's been around for a number of years. We have a number of existing customers, clients, and technology partners, and we've got some luminaries from Google, Cloudera, and Elastic. So we've got some really strong tech that we build into our trusted generative AI platform. And so effectively, what is it? For those that have built RAG solutions, you're familiar with all these steps, and you probably have a number of open source, say, solutions for each of these pieces, and you spend a lot of time, whether that's in your Python or whatever notebook sitting there, stitching them all together and hoping you're going to get an end-to-end solution. So we've done all that pre-integration with some very advanced encoding and embedding models and retrieval models and our own LLM. And effectively, you just interact with Vectara by loading your data with one API and then interacting with a query response in another API. So we're going to get into a lot more technical details how we do that. And this really can accelerate enterprises, because if you built a POC, you can now say, hey, let me see my RAG solution versus another one, meaning ours. You can even compare the quality of those outcomes. Okay, next slide. And I'll now hand it over to Ofer, who's going to give us a lot more technical details. He's the man for that.
Thank you, Jeff. This is great. I assume everybody here heard about RAG, but just in case, I'm going to do a quick run through of kind of how I explain it and why it's helpful for those of you who did not. So it stands for Retrieval-Augmented Generation. And it really helps the LMs focus on facts that are based on your own data, right? So you want to point the LM to your own data and say, please answer grounded in this information. So essentially, in a regular LM use, you start with the user query, you send it to the LM, you get a response. It's based on a training set. For example, in sort of the example before of Will Smith, right? Like that piece of information was not in the training set of GPT 3.5. That's why they didn't know about it. So it kind of made something up, right? So in RAG, you take the user query and you go to this thing here called your data. This is like, think of it as a data store or a database of some sort. And you sort of want to retrieve the most important facts out of the data, maybe 5 or 10 of the top most relevant facts to the query. And you tell the LLM, please generate a response, but I'm augmenting your internal information with these facts. Please use these facts and generate a better response that's based on the information in these facts. That's essentially what it is. So you can point it to your own data. It helps reduce hallucinations because you can give it external information like this. Your data remains private. So this is a question I get asked a lot. There's no training involved, no fine-tuning. Your data doesn't go anywhere. It doesn't need to go. And I'll show this in the demo too. It allows you to get citations, which provides explainability. So you can see where the LLM, when it responded, where the RAG pipeline responded, where it took that information from, which is really helpful.